Okay. Well, it's a day of record-breaking heat out, but as you can see, I found a little Kayanee Sewmaster. It's stamped Berlin, made in Germany, U.S. zone. This is a toy sewing machine for children. It does a chain stitch. The needle is completely broken off, so I don't know anything about whether or not we'll get this to go. It was a few bucks at a thrift shop, so we'll try it out. Got a cardboard washer on the spool pin and this little brass keeper. The tensioner is just a simple spring and pair of discs here. And those are clean. There's no release on the tensioner. Let's see. Well, first things first, let's get that broken needle out of there. This is a skinny shank needle. I think it's too long for this machine, but it's broken off, so who knows. I don't even know if this needle bar is in the right direction. But we'll put our needle clamp screw back in. This will find a screwdriver that fits these. The screws in this machine are very, very thin. So all the blades from my screwdrivers are too fat. There we go. Okay. Well, as you can see, they use the presser foot as a guide for the needle bar, and the needle bar has just got a pin driving it off of that stake, so there's not much to that. Alright. Well, I'll take the presser foot off here. There we go. It's a problem with flathead screws. There's so many sizes. Alright. The presser foot is just held on with a little clamping action from that screw. Oh, and this needle plate is very bent. Somebody smashed it pretty hard with something. So we'll need to see that big dent in there. Somebody whacked it real hard with something. Possibly the needle, but we'll have to flatten that out at least. And then there's a bit of rust on this, but here's the Berlin Made in Germany US Zone stamp. Things move under there, so that's good. Let's get our bottom cover off. Just linty under there. Oh wow, that is a complex motion in there. Okay, so let's see if we can. Alright, so the needle is supposed to bring the thread down, and then the hook here pops in and forms a loop, and then this stub pin, that stub pin is what's supposed to flip the loop up and get the loops to trade as the machine works. And that hook and stuff is riveted together, so there's not much timing. This pin also slides the hook back and forth. But the pivot screw here is loose. Oh yeah, that screw is loose. Alright, cool. And then there's a screw on the inside where the presser foot, or the feed dogs go. Well, I need to pull this wheel off, because if I learned anything from that Singer 20, there's going to be a lot of thread wound around the hand wheel on this machine. So let's just loosen our set screw. And look at all the thread on there. Good grief, there's more and more. More and more. So yeah. You should know the first thing on any of these is when we put this back on, if this shaft is pushed in where it can go, it doesn't want to turn, so I'll have to make sure that I reach up inside and push the shaft out to get this hand wheel back on. And we'll remember our washer there too. Otherwise, Oh. You see a dent in the base here where this machine was pushed on. I think I'll need to flatten that to get the timing back on for this little thing, but we'll see. So for now, I got it open. I will run a brush all through it and clean it very thoroughly. And I gotta decide whether I want to take these two screws out, because they hold this bottom fixture in place. Actually, it looks like if I pull this screw out, I could take these two off and get the bottom off, and then might be able to get this further apart. Oh, and there's two little screws that hold the back on. Let's take those screws off the back. Aha. There's the whole mechanism. See, when that shaft got pushed in, it binds, so we gotta, when we assemble it, we gotta put it back in that way. And somebody's been in here and clawed around on all the screws inside here, but I don't actually think it needs anything further. I might, this is just a cotter pin split in here. I may need to tighten that up and just spread that out a little bit further, or devise a new pin for that, but otherwise, not too shabby. This front is cast, but in the cheapest possible cast, of course. Well, I'll finish cleaning that up and then we'll figure out what to do next. Alright, I just took a brush, thoroughly brushed off the lint that was all over the feet here, and brushed the underside of this machine. So let's put our needle plate back in, and that is this screw, and the needle plate screws down, the screw screws through the flat deck of the machine into that lower bracket, so that helps fasten this whole thing together. Now, with the needle plate in there, alright, and flattening it, everything seems to be working and moving correctly. It's not binding up. There's always a bit more fuzz every time you go back to something. Alright, let's get our hand wheel back on, and with the back off we can hold the crank out so that we can put the hand wheel on and tighten the screw and make sure the washer is in there, because that provides our little bit of bearing surface that we've got. There's some tightness happening in this mechanism right when as it rotates, it goes down, and then it's tight across the bottom and then tight in that quarter as it's coming back up. And I don't know why that is. Let's right, it might just be the way this mechanism works, because it looks like that's when all of the lower parts here are in one position on the cam. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that tight spot is where all of the hook and everything down below is all in the same spot on the cam. So I think that tight spot is just a part of this design. Initially I thought there's a dent in this from where it was mushed around. But I don't know. Oh, there we go. It's much looser now. There was a bit of a sticky spot in there somewhere. Okay. Fresh oil did the trick.